Tonight, Jared Kushner is interviewed by the Senate Intelligence Committee.
A popular ice cream and candy shop is moving downtown.
And a measles outbreak scares a couple into vaccinating their child.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Jack Geddes.
And I'm Caroline Evans.
President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, was interviewed by the Senate Intelligence Committee on Thursday as a part of the Russia investigation. According to CNN, the closed-door interview was confirmed by a senator on the Intelligence Committee after Kushner was seen leaving at the conclusion of the interview.
Kushner's interview comes just days after Attorney General William Barr released a summary of the conclusion on Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russia. The letter states members of the Trump campaign did not coordinate with the Russian government in its election interference activities. An aide to Kushner's have not commented regarding his interview.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Kayla Wheeler.
Thanks, guys. Well, we've been having on and off wet conditions here in Oswego as I've been standing here, and that's because of these passing showers moving through the area. However, it's not too chilly, 53 right now here in Oswego, and as you take a look at the rest of the area, we're seeing temperatures in the high 40s and low 50s. As for the rest of tonight, we'll be seeing these passing scattered rain showers moving through the area and temperatures dropping to a low of 37. Winter is due to rear its cold and snowy head one more time. When will we have that? I'll have that for you in my forecast. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kayla. Hollywood actor Daniel Baldwin spoke to students, parents, and faculty at G. Ray Bodley High School in Fulton on Wednesday about Central New York's opioid crisis. Baldwin, who is a resident of Oswego County, addressed opioid addiction and the number of deaths which occur each year in New York as a result of it. Baldwin says there have been more deaths in 1 year from opioid usage than from the entire Vietnam War. Daniel Baldwin is the younger actor of actor Alec Baldwin.
A man is in the hospital this evening after a fight broke out on West 3rd Street at 11 a.m. this morning. According to the Oswego City Police Department, the unidentified 28-year-old victim is recovering in Upstate Medical, Syracuse, recovering from multiple stab wounds. Police believe everyone involved in the fight knew each other and the physical altercations sparked from a verbal tension. The person of interest has been interviewed in the investigation. Anyone with information is asked to call police at 315-342-8210.
Mayor Billy Barlow announced a $25,000 grant for the relocation of Stone's homemade candy to the downtown Oswego area. Stone's Candy, currently located at 23 West Seneca Street, has been a staple in the community for more than 50 years. Mayor Barlow says a business like Stone's Candy is exactly what we hope to attract to our core downtown area. I am proud to support Stone's Candy with this funding, offering a helping hand to another long-standing small business in the city of Oswego. Construction of Stone's Candy new location is expected to begin this spring.
Governor Cuomo has approved a bill to establish an independent commission to investigate prosecutor misconduct. This bill has been met with legal challenges by the District Attorney Association of New York, who filed a lawsuit to this bill in October. Cuomo says the bill is still vulnerable to legal attacks on issues of separation of power between executive and judicial branches. This new commission will have 11 members appointed by the governor, state legislator, and New York's chief judge.
Some healthy children in Rockland County are forced to stay home from school. This comes after Rockland County declared a state of emergency as the ongoing measles outbreak reached 153 confirmed cases. The declaration banned all unvaccinated minors from public places, such as churches, stores, and schools. This prompted parents in the county to take their children to get the vaccine yesterday, as 30 children received the shots. The ban lasts for 28 more days.
In Cortland County, 29-year-old Dorian Bond was convicted of second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter for the death of 2-year-old Cassidy Danes in April of 2018. While in Bond's care, the 2-year-old died from a broken skull after sustaining 50 injuries. Cassie's mother, Crystal Danes, called Bond at the sentencing on Thursday a monster and a coward. Bond is sentenced to 25 years to life in prison.
Coming up later tonight, the winner of the 3rd largest lottery jackpot in U.S. history.
And WOW Air cancels all their flights, leaving passengers stranded.
This is WTOP 10 Nightly News. We'll be right back.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion. Learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
It's back and better than ever. One student can win up to $25 in cash. All on Oswego's favorite game show, Spin to Win! Every Sunday night at 9, only on WTOP 10 TV.
Welcome back from the break. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Kayla Wheeler. Today we saw a high of 63 degrees, which is a whopping 15 degrees above the average, which is looking pretty promising as far as signs of spring because we haven't been seeing pretty warm temperatures so far this March. But as of right now, 53 degrees right here in Oswego, temperatures staying pretty much in the low 50s and high 40s across the area, staying pretty much cooler as you move to the eastern part of the state, and that stays true as you zoom out. Now again, warmer in the central part of New York, however, cooling down as you move out towards the edges. Timing out that snow I talked about earlier, as we're looking at the northeastern part of the country, we see this rain band right here that's going to be moving through, coming up into our area. Now, as of tomorrow night around 11 p.m., this is when it's going to be pretty clear, but as we see this low pressure system moving through the area, this is where we're going to be seeing that rain. As of Saturday night, it looks like it's just going to be rain. However, into Sunday, that's when it's going to move into that snow, and it's going to stay in this area and bring cold temperatures. Now, zooming in, looking at more specifically into New York State. Now, as of tomorrow morning, it's going to be a cloudy commute, and into tomorrow night, those clouds are going to clear out, and you're going to have a nice sunny commute, staying clear into tomorrow night. So tomorrow night looks like a good night to hit the town if you're going to go out. Now, into Saturday morning, that is when we're going to be seeing that rain coming through the area, lightening up a little bit around Saturday around noon, and then coming back through the thick of the rain into Saturday evening, and that's what's going to be bringing us that snow I was talking about. Now for tonight, we're seeing a high of or a low of 37 degrees with those scattered showers I was talking about earlier. Into tomorrow, a high of 43, so not too warm with those clouds staying in the morning, clearing out by the afternoon, and into tomorrow night, a low of 36 degrees and cloudy skies. Now for the rest 7 days, Now, like I said, tomorrow, high of 43 degrees, and into Saturday, we'll be seeing that rain, warming up to 56, cooling down, like I said, into the high 30s Saturday, but a sunny day on Monday after that rainy weekend, warming back up for the rest of the week. That's it for my forecast. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Guys, I don't feel so good. Shouldn't have had that chili for lunch.
When you are in space, you can't run down to the store to buy parts. You have to improvise with what you have on your mission. Making is when there is something new that was not in existence at the beginning of the day. Okay. It's an incredible sense of accomplishment when you have made something. That's why I make. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Hello?
Josh, the stream's not working. We need you to fix it right now.
The stream's down? I'll be right there.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. The $768.4 million Powerball jackpot has a winner. A single ticket sold at a speedway in the state of Wisconsin matched all 6 numbers to win the 3rd largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history. The winner has 180 days to come forward to claim the prize. State law does not permit the winner to stay anonymous. The speedway in New Berlin, Wisconsin, where the ticket was sold, will receive $100,000 in incentive money.
The fight to increase teachers' pay continues as legislators work to give them a $1,000 pay raise, but some say that's not enough. 16 WATP's Shalika Powell spoke to state leaders and educators who say teachers deserve more money.
Republican-backed bill passed the Senate and would increase teacher pay by $1,000 over 2 years. Democrats say that's not enough.
Legislative Democrats will not support a $1,000 pay raise, which amounts to $9.62 a week. It's a little more than a Happy Meal. It's a little more than a Subway sandwich.
Recruitment and retention of our educators is challenging.
Leaders for the teachers' union say low salaries are driving licensed teachers out of the state.
The funds are not there, the supplies are not there, the teachers are not there, therefore you have overcrowded classrooms.
We stand united.
This is why they are fighting to make public education a priority.
We're $8,500 below the southeastern average. We're 50th in this country in terms of what we pay our teachers. It's time that we put our money where our mouths are.
Teachers are desperate for any help they can get.
You have students sitting in a math class having to take an algebra test with the substitute teacher.
Officials say the education system is in a crisis and they're going to continue to fight until teachers at least receive a $4,000 pay raise. In Jackson, Shalika Powell, 16 WAPT News.
That $4,000 pay raise would come over a 2-year period. Minority leaders say this bill and the entire budget is being negotiated in secret and it's a violation of the law.
71-year-old Jo Cameron says she feels no physical pain. Doctors realized Cameron's unusual level of pain insensitivity when she says she felt no discomfort despite severe joint deterioration in her hip. Doctors found her lack of pain sensation stems from a mutation in a gene identified as FAAH, which was studied little prior to Cameron's case. Now scientists can potentially create a new type of painkiller which can be used more effectively by interacting with this specific gene and can help post-operative pain and anxiety.
Icelandic budget carrier WOW Air has ceased operations and canceled its flights, leaving passengers stranded. WOW Air posted a statement to their website Thursday, telling passengers to book new flights on other airlines. Skuli Mogensen, WOW Air's CEO, says negotiations to save the company went on for days, but they were ultimately unable to receive the investment they needed to keep the planes in the air. The WOW Air CEO says more than 1,000 passengers were affected and many have not received any refunds. A South Carolina student has died 2 days after a fight with another student at elementary school in South Carolina. The student has been identified as Raina Wright. The school, however, has not released more information about the circumstances surrounding her death. Kristen Holmes has this report.
A growing memorial outside of Forest Hills Elementary School as the Walterboro, South Carolina community mourns the loss of 5th grader Renaya Wright.
They're just a great family, and they don't deserve this.
The 10-year-old died 2 days after sustaining injuries in a classroom fight with another student. Police say that there were no weapons involved in the fight.
It has hit our community like a Cat 5 hurricane.
According to the sheriff's incident report, Wright was airlifted to the hospital after paramedics found her unconscious in the school nurses station. Wright's mother posting the news of her daughter's death in this Facebook post, reading, "As of 9:39, my baby girl has gained her wings." Now, parents say they need answers.
The school has yet to notify any of the parents except the ones involved that something happened. We all found out on social media.
The Colleton County School District has not released more information about the fight, only issuing a statement saying Renaya was a, quote, wonderful student. She loved to write, spend time with her friends, play basketball, and loved being a big sister. She will be missed greatly by her family, friends, and the entire school community. Authorities say there have been no arrests or criminal charges in the case. The other student involved in the fight has been suspended. An autopsy for Renaya Wright is scheduled for this Friday. I'm Kristen Holmes reporting.
The circumstances surrounding the cause of the fight are still unknown.
Venezuela's embattled government has banned Juan Guaido from running for office for 15 years. An appointee of President Nicolas Maduro says there were inconsistencies in Guaido's personal finances, and there were also claims Guaido was accepting gifts from foreign governments. Guaido is recognized as Venezuela's legitimate interim president by 50 countries, including the U.S. This is the first time the Maduro administration has banned an opposing party from running for office.
About 1 billion more people might be exposed to mosquito-borne diseases as temperatures continue to rise with climate change, according to a new study published by the PLO's Neglected Tropical Diseases Journal. As the planet gets warmer, scientists say, diseases like Zika and dengue will continue spreading further north. The new study found the number of people who will be at risk for these diseases in further months will be increased greatly by 20 to 50, about half a billion. By 2080, the number of people at risk to these diseases and more will increase to nearly 1 billion more than currently expected.
Every day, it seems, there are new details and turns coming out of Chicago in the Jussie Smollett case. Did he or did he not actually stage an alleged hate crime on himself? Will the FBI get involved or not? The charges have been dropped by the state's attorney. Camilla Bernal is in Chicago with the latest developments.
Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel told a local radio station he plans to bill Jussie Smollett for the cost of police resources involved in his case.
One level is the financial cost. There is another issue as it relates to an ethical cost.
The Empire actor was accused of staging a hate crime on himself in January and filing a false police report. But the actor says he's innocent, and his attorney suggesting the city should be apologizing.
That's who should apologize to the victims of hate crimes who will now hesitate to come forward because they don't want to be charged with 16 counts themselves.
On Thursday morning, President Trump announced the FBI and Justice Department would be reviewing the Jussie Smollett case, 2 days after all charges against him were dropped. The state's attorney, Kim Foxx, recused herself from the case and admitted a Smollett relative also reached out to her directly.
After I received that call, I did talk to Superintendent Johnson. I had shared with him the concerns that had been relayed to me.
Trump's tweet echoes requests by the police union, who also called for a federal probe, specifically into Fox's involvement in the case.
I'm baffled and I think that's one of the reasons the story keeps growing, is because there doesn't seem to be any reasonable explanation for what they did.
In Chicago, I'm Camila Burnell.
Meanwhile, the actor's defense team is demanding an apology from the police chief and the mayor for, quote, dragging an innocent man's character through the mud, end quote. Coming up in sports, James Catato.
James, can you give us a quick preview?
Thanks, guys. Well, we got a lot of fun stories for you tonight. The men's and women's lacrosse teams took the Laker turf yesterday, and the Major League Baseball season kicked off in a great way. Find out the details after the break. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News. We'll be right back.
Pretty good today, pretty good.
Yeah, I thought he called a pretty fair game.
Come on, man, that was a weak call.
Yeah, man, that ref is totally soft.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Good evening. WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm James Catato coming at you with this Thursday night sports update. We got a lot of exciting stories to get into, so let's not waste any time and kick this off with some Oswego women's lacrosse. In the first of 2 home lacrosse matchups, the women would open with a 16-9 loss to Brockport, moving them to 4-2 on the season. Despite a massive 4-goal contribution from senior Bridget Regan, the Lakers couldn't get it done against the Golden Eagles. Looking at the basic box score, however, the two were very similar in nearly every category, especially in the shot column, both posting 28 on the net. The Lakers will look to convert more of their offensive opportunities when they head over to Cortland to try and push the 4-3 Red Dragons to a .500 record. After the women's matinee, the men lax team took the Laker turf for the night game and would move to 5-1 on their 2019 campaign after taking down the Utica Pioneers by a score of 9-5. Excuse me. The Lakers were led by Dan Doolin, who tallied 3 on the score sheet in this contest. You could say that Doolin was dealing in this one, but he wasn't the only Laker that contributed to sealing the W, as it was a full team effort. The Lakers outshot the Pioneers 55-24 and only had 18 turnovers the whole game. The Lakers' red-hot offense has tallied 62 goals in their 6 games played and look to continue the scoring barrage when they travel to St. Lawrence to take on the 6-1 Saints this Saturday at 3 p.m. On Tuesday night, the United States men's soccer team drew 1-1 in a friendly against Chile, keeping the newly appointed American manager, Greg Berhalter, undefeated as the gaffer. However, it wasn't all good news for the boys in Stars and Stripes, as their young star, Christian Pulisic, went down with a torn muscle in his right thigh. After becoming the youngest American to ever reach double-digit national goals following a dink past the Chilean goalkeeper, the 20-year-old was rushed off the pitch minutes later and was flown back to Dortmund, where he will rest up and continue his play in Germany once he's healed up in 3 to 4 weeks. Moving from the pitch to the diamond, the Major League Baseball season has officially kicked off today, which means for hardcore baseball fans, doctor's notes and sick emails were sent to professors and bosses all across the country. Today's action was at its peak when the baseball world tuned into Philadelphia as Bryce Harper made his highly anticipated Phillies debut when they played host to the Atlanta Braves. Although the Phillies took this one 10-4, Harper went 0 for 3 on the day with an intentional walk. Definitely not the start for the $330 million man, but the fans were showing constant love nonetheless. He has a chance to redeem himself this Saturday when they play the second game of their Atlanta series at 3:30 p.m. Now, on to the quest for 28. The New York Yankees opened up their campaign for another world title as they welcomed AL East rival Baltimore to the Bronx. And you see Mariano Rivera at Yankee Stadium throwing out the first pitch. When you're one of the best to ever do it, it's only right that it would be right down the middle for a pitch. He was excited to get baseball season going. So am I, but so was Luke Voit. Luke, the force is with you. He sends a dead center shot in the bottom of the first to put the Yankees up 3-0, and the fans are absolutely loving it here. Moving on to the fourth, though, Masahiro Tanaka was dealing all game long, but this would be the only earned run he would allow as Rio Ruiz splits up the middle for an RBI single to tack on at least one run for the Orioles. However, the Yankees were still up in this one 4-1. Bottom 5, and Voit just wasn't doing it with his bat. He was doing it with his body. A painful RBI for Lucas. He sends the runner on third to home in a bases-loaded situation. Voit finished the day 1 for 1 with 4 RBIs. Same inning, Bombers now up 6-1. Gary Sanchez hits a pop-up to shallow right. First day in the office for Joey Ricard, but he's in midseason form with that web jam. Let's take a look at the replay. Full extension for Ricard. An absolutely phenomenal play by the right fielder to not allow a base hit. Moving on to the bottom of the 8th now, and I haven't said this in a really long time. Bird is the word as he sends an absolute shot to right center field. 397 feet, 108 miles per hour on exit velocity. He finished the day 1 for 4 with that home run and put the exclamation point on an emphatic 7-2 Yankees win over the Baltimore Orioles.
So James, are you more interested in the Sweet 16 or opening day in the MLB?
You know what? Opening day is definitely one of the best days of the year, but the NCAA tournament is definitely, I got to pick Michigan State to win the whole thing. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I agree. Kayla, do we have any fun things besides cold?
Well, we are due for a fairly warm Saturday, but that does come with rain. So we're going to be getting pretty warm, but then cold again, and then warm into next week.
Sounds good.
All right, well, this is our report for the night. Tune in at 10 for a new episode of Impractical Improv.
Thank you for watching. Have a great night, everyone.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
It's me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Pretty good today, pretty good.
You know, yeah, I thought he called a pretty fair game. Come on, man, that was a weak call.
Yeah, man, that ref is totally soft.
You might not know everyone in your community, but if you did, you'd see that people in recovery from mental and substance use disorders are all around. Reach out for support and begin your recovery journey. Join the Voices for Recovery. Strengthen families and communities.
For confidential information on mental and substance use disorders, including prevention and treatment referrals for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.